Have you ever wondered how you can get those cool cinematic, I don't know, like dust stuff in the air? You see all these cool particles, these cool light rays and stuff. Well, there's been something I've been wanting to try that emulates that for filmmakers and for photographers or whatever you're into. It's this stuff. Atmosphere in a can. And this is my little simple review on this stuff. Now, I picked up a pack of 2 of these for about like $30 something, which is okay. I mean, it feels kind of expensive, but when you consider the price of like a paint can, I guess it's not too far off, but I figured I'd give these things a fair shot. Now, I did some test shots here, which I thought were kind of interesting. I filled up the air with the aerosol spray, of course. It's actually kind of like a mineral spirit water, which basically is kind of the same thing as like a fog machine. But what's nice about this is it's very portable. It's not something that you have to plug in or anything. It's just you shake it up and you spray it and there it is. And I can't really speak for the longevity of this. I feel like it lingers quite a bit. I've noticed that if you're by like an air filter that's sucking in air or an air conditioner or a fan, you might want to turn those things off if you're trying to use these because it seems to take that away out of the air really fast. But besides that, I feel like it lasted pretty long. And there is kind of a stipulation when it comes to these kind of tests, because I hate it when people do camera tests and they don't talk about the camera and the lens that they're on, because it really does make a difference. Because if you're trying to emulate the same exact look that maybe you're seeing right here and that's something you're going for, I will tell you exactly what I'm using so it's not complicated. So I'm using a Canon EOS Rebel SL2. Yeah, not the best camera in the world, but it records up to 60 frames a second and all that good stuff in HD, which is totally fine for right now. I'm thinking of upgrading soon, but that's to be determined. But what really makes the camera is the lens. My lens that I love and I wish I'd gotten it way sooner is the Sigma 18 to 35 millimeter lens. And this has a low aperture of 1.8. Now, this will really help a lot with the depth of field and clarity. It's great. And it helps let in a ton of light. But if there's anything I can recommend with using a lens, is to use an ND filter, especially a variable ND filter. So basically it's sunglasses for your camera, and the variable is really cool because you twist it and it will darken one way and lighten another. So you can keep the ISO pretty low so you don't let in a lot of noise on your image, and keeping the aperture really open so you can get a lot of light in. And so you don't have to change the settings as much with an ND filter, because you can kind of just let those sit there and you can change the exposure with that ND filter. And it's worked wonders for me. I've filmed weddings and stuff with it and it's freaking awesome. And the last thing that I use is another filter, which I put on before the ND filter, and it is called the Tiffin Black Mist Pro Filter 1/4 strength. You can look these up and look at some more sample images. I might talk about these later in some later videos when I talk about a little bit more of the filmmaking stuff that I love and I would love to teach everybody. But basically what this does is it creates blooming highlights. So if there's a light source, it makes it bloom. If there's highlights on like the side of your face from like the sun, it'll bloom and make it look a little bit more less super sharp and digital looking and a little bit more closer to like what a film might look like. So these are the things that I'm using in case you are wondering. It does kind of affect the image and the overall presence of this stuff, but I think it does have a good effect, especially for photos and for video. I took a couple of photos of my niece, which I will show here, edited and unedited, and I really like it. Now, a lot of this has to do with the bloom from the filter that I'm using, but also in some of these photos, you can see a good example of what this atmosphere in a can spray can do. And what I love about it is it creates a way for the light to be shown visually on camera. For instance, the blinds in the background, you can see with this atmosphere in a can, it's creating sort of like as if it was like it filmed in a barn where there's kind of dust in the air and it's able to show the physical rays of light coming through the window. So overall, would I recommend this to anybody that might want to give it a shot? Someone who maybe is a just amateur or maybe a professional. And I know a lot of professionals use this and a lot of people on YouTube pretty much talk about this stuff all the time, but I didn't realize how powerful this could be because it's opened up a lot of ideas for me currently that I'm interested in trying this out a little bit further and seeing where this is going to take me, especially for photos and for video, especially for like weddings. I'm curious to try to use this. I will keep you guys posted on this, but I would like to hear what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys use this? Have you heard of this? Do you think it's worth it? And I've just done some very small tests on it so far, but so far I've been very impressed and really excited to use it. Well, that is it. That is the quickest video I can try possibly making on this. I'm trying to make a few more shorter videos. So if you like this, please let me know and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.